Okay, what's up guys? Today we're going to be doing a video on OsciStudio and Blender and how they work together. So you already see I have Blender and OsciStudio loaded up. First things first, you got to download the both programs online. OsciStudio has its own website with also the Blender add-on. And yeah, once you have the Blender add-on, you're gonna go edit preferences and then OsciStudio and then yeah, install the zip file or the Python file. Put it on, check it, make sure you have that because that's very important. And so yeah, we're gonna go and delete everything here for now. Go into the scene settings and you see you should have OsciStudio global settings down here. So what you want to make sure is that port number is the same, and so you want to go ahead and make sure you know which audio you want your OsciStudio to be outputting to. I'm gonna do to my headphones for now. You can do audio in as well and MIDI in, but that's more complex. We'll start off easy. Press start. You should be greeted with this, and we're gonna go press connect. And so if you press N, and there should be another tab here with OsciStudio, and you add in a mesh, so Shift A, take cube. It's going to start making sound. That's OsciStudio. We can lower that down. And what we could do for now is go into settings right here, press overlay, and it should overlay your cube on the screen that you have in Blender. And yeah, you can rotate this cube in Blender and it should react in real time in OsciStudio as well, which is really cool. You can scale it down as well, scale it up, all that kind of stuff that you do in Blender. And you can also change the MIDI group. So like you can say this MIDI group 0, 1, 2, and 3. And so you just select the object, press 1, it should go into MIDI group 1 and stuff. So that are just the general things. Yeah, let's go over. I'm assuming you guys are already kind of familiar with Blender. Um, but yeah, and we can go over the stuff in OsciStudio a bit. Let's go frequency. Basically, yeah, increase the frequency. You can kind of make it flicker, lower the frequency, higher frequency. It's better refresh rate. Turn down the volume, scales the cube. Obviously, I'm probably going to turn off master volume because I don't want to be listening to a buzzing effect this whole time. But yeah, and you can rotate it. So you got to first turn on the sound icon here, otherwise it won't do any difference. You can rotate it, or if you want to double click to reset, by the way, in the middle. For example, spin it, or if you want to continuously spin it, you got to press select LFO. Maybe let's say change it a bit in the Y and a bit in the X, and then spin here, and it should continuously spin. You could also do trace, which is basically, you know, traces the object slowly, and you can like do up until a certain point, or you can animate it, which I'll show you in a bit. But yeah, let's leave trace off for now. Can make it into a bowl, so any object will turn into a bowl, just like this cube. Grid, self-explanatory. You can change the amount of objects in the grid, or spread, scale, object rotation. Flower is a weird one. I still don't understand it fully, but I'm pretty sure if you scale it up, maybe. Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't really know. And then you have trace and rotate again. If you right click here, there's all these other effects. You can look into them yourself. It's pretty fun to do. Um, but yeah, okay, so we have this cube overlay. Yeah, one more thing here. You can change the hue of your image. Line size, we probably want it pretty thin for now. Intensity of the beam. Afterglow does a really cool effect as well. But I'm gonna leave that off for now. Scale it if you want, or overlay opacity. Let's leave it fully. You can also do cover, so basically covers the whole screen, or small, which is in the top right corner. But we're gonna leave an overlay. I think that's pretty nice. And so you can do any shape in Blender. Like, see, right now we got a monkey. Let's reset the view. Maybe rotate a little bit. Turn down the frequency because it's too high. You can see the lines are getting all kind of squiggly. We want to have a proper view of the monkey. It's just that, yeah, it'll flicker a bit if you do that. And so let's say we want to animate the monkey, right? So I'm also assuming you're familiar with keyframes in Blender. So we're going to go add a location keyframe at the start, move it to the end of the timeline, and let's move it in X, and then I location, and then you can send animation to Oscilloscope Music, OsciStudio. Let's give that a second. Right now it's going through that. And we can go into timeline. This is a whole nother exploration thing you can do and make videos and animations with OsciStudio. But yeah, just wait for that to go. And so, okay, if you go back into synthesize, oh, it's a bit glitchy. You have this time thing that's from Blender, and you can basically drag it, and it represents 250 keyframes, like in Blender. And also you can turn off, which is the name of the object in Blender, and controls that. And so basically keyframes in OsciStudio is E envelope. They're called envelopes. And so like for example, let's say we want to animate it in OsciStudio and we want to trace it. So we'll start with length and we'll just press E. And when we go into timeline, you should get like a box, keyframe box. You can turn off the stepping, so where it locks. We're just doing off here. And for example, let's change the timeline 10 seconds. So that's how long it should be now. This is represents 10 seconds, if maybe no, I don't know. And then we can also change this to 10 seconds, the little clock icon in the thing. And so now it's 10 seconds. Or you could drag this as well to make it 10 seconds. And so basically what we can do here, sound on to make the differences, and we want to trace it, right? So we want to start off slow, ramp it up maybe. And also, by the way, if you click on the line, it will add a point, and so you can make a little thing here, and you can press start, and it should trace it. Never mind, let me try something else. And so here you can put max value, so let's say trace 100, right? And then minimum value 0. And so now it should work. And so basically, yeah, you can set your own min and max values, and then basically, why is it not tracing? That's a weird. Oh, because it's not on, I think. Yeah, sorry, the sound needs to be on. That's my bad, guys. But yeah, see, you can like change it however you like, real time, and it should play back and back. We can make it a lot more gradual as well. Yeah, and so basically these are envelopes, and so let's maybe go ahead and play with some more things. Maybe we can add a grid, so like E here, turn on the sounds, make sure that's on, and we can make that 10 seconds as well. Drag that to the end, and so we want to make a grid max of 10, I think, and max of 0. So we can do it like this, so it's flat until the end, and then it'll add some monkeys at the end. And yeah, that's about it. You can just play around with it yourself.